Howdy, Possum Patty here, and today is day 1 of Possum Patty's Gardening 2022, so come on along. The very first thing that I'm going to do today is to plant my Cardinal Climber seeds and get them sprouted, because it may take up to 3 weeks for these to germinate. So I was thinking yesterday about making a garden journal, and I started taking some notes on what kinds of things I could put in a garden journal. Now this is probably not something I would do every day, but we'll note what I plant and when I plant it and where I plant it. I want to put the flowers and their name, maybe their Latin name, whether they're annuals, perennials, biennials, whatever. Thinking about doing percentage of germination, like if I plant 100 seeds and 80 sprout, then it's like 80% germination. How many days to germination, when I transplant them outside, the date that they first bloom, and maybe how they do in wherever it is in the yard that I planted them. So I started looking up Cardinal Climber, and I was surprised to learn that they are an Ipomoea, which is a morning glory. It's an annual, it's a morning glory, and this particular one is a cross, it's a hybrid between a morning glory and a cypress vine. I thought that was very interesting. Also, it's important to know that the seeds of this plant are very toxic to humans and pets. Now, I didn't look it up to see what the symptoms were, but I probably will at some point. And it is an annual, and it makes seeds, and you can collect the seeds in the fall and save the seeds and plant them the next year. And I picked this one because I believe this is a favorite for the hummingbirds, because they love red and they love these little tubular flowers. So you can see I have some very fancy equipment here. This is a cake dish. I don't remember where it was from though. But it had a nice high dome on it, and I was thinking I could start a couple seeds in here. I have 2 cups that were from applesauce, and 2 cups that were from icing. You know, when you get those Pillsbury cinnamon muffins, comes with a little icing. Cinnamon, what do you call them? Cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon buns. So I have 4 containers I'm going to start with. And it said to soak the seeds overnight, so I want to note that in my journal too. And I soaked them, and I did not realize there were so many seeds in this packet. You have to put them in about a ½ an inch or so. And I was only going to start a few on here. We do have a trellis that Mr. Possum put together last year. And this is where I'm going to put them so they can climb. So let's see, that's 1, maybe I should count them out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'll have to get some more cups to put these in. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I'm going to put about 10 in each cup. See how many germinate. Pushing them into the soil. Then next year, if I do it again, I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing. I've never done these seeds before. I did a big zinnia project year before last. I started them in the house, and it came out really nicely. Last year, I just started them outside, and that didn't work well at all. Alright, so I put 10 in there. These are a little smaller. Maybe I'll put like maybe just 5 in there and 5 in there and 10 in here. So it'll be 10, 20, about 30 seeds. I mean, I only have one trellis that I'm going to grow these on. So I've already soaked all the seeds though. Now maybe I'll get a few more cups and put them in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the seeds in the other cups. Okay, so I have about 10, 10, 5, and 5. And I took my pokey tool and I put some little tiny holes in the top. I don't want this to be air tight because then it'll tend to get moldy, I think. So I'm just going to put the lid on there. And I'm going to put this over by the window. And I'm going to have to put these in a baggie for now because I don't want the cat or anybody to get a hold of these. There's a lot left. I probably just used about half of them. And then I should probably go wash my hands because these are supposed to be toxic. And I will wash out this cup. And then I'm going to think about what I'm going to use for my garden journal. Okay, I went over there to the tub of supplies I'm using for journaling. And a while back I had done a haul from the Hobby Lobby. And one was things to make a bee journal for summer, which I started. And this was the other journal, which I have not yet started. So this is the bee journal. And I did make the cover. I had bought material and I bought these wooden plaques. And I put this cover together. And now I have to make the pages. I was, I think this is jelly printing one day. I thought that would go good in there. So let me just see how I made this. This is made from a bubble envelope and some material sewed around the edge. This material I believe is just glued on. I made a little pocket, put a little flower, a little bee there. And so, let's see, how's this go? Okay, wrapped around. I think I was going to do, now this is for the summer, so that's why I haven't made a lot of progress on that yet, but I am just saving up supplies for it. And this was going to also be for the summer, but this one has a flower theme. And I bought this beautiful flower material. And this one was going to have this mason jar with the daisies to go with the pink daisies there on the cover. And look, even in the bag I already have an envelope that I can use to make the journal. And some Tim Holtz die cuts. I believe I got these on sale. And these are natural history and scientific book die cuts. And I put in butterflies and feathers and dragonflies and flowers because it's going to make a nice summer journal. But all those things can be used for a gardening journal too. And I also got these die cuts on sale. The mason jar, butterfly, flowers, another bee. Haven't tried these yet. But I got this to go with that. And I got this to go with that. Oh, and then I got this twine with these pink daisies on it. I thought that matched this material perfectly. Oh, can I make a closure out of this? That would be interesting, huh? I could just make a, just wrap it around or make some kind of closure with this. It's got beads and flowers on it. Alright, so I wish I could just like wave a magic wand and turn this into a journal. But I know that's not going to happen. Oh, wait a minute, I do have a magic wand. This is the ash wand that I got at Ollivander's. And I'm looking at some of the spells here, and the closest thing that I can see that might help me right now is Reparo, put things back together again. So let's try that. Reparo. Are you a little disappointed that that magic wand didn't work? Well, me too. The journal is still in pieces, but at least some ideas have been assembled. So I have the Amazon envelope that I'm going to use for the base, bubble wrap, for the base of the cover. And the material is cut down to size, just enough to fold it over on the inside like that. And on the outside, I'm going to layer just a bunch of different trims on one side. And then I will paint this. I might do it in very pale colors. And then I'll hot glue that on like that. So that'll be the cover. Something like that. And then for the inside, I'm going to use the new material that I got at the Dollar Tree. So the pink will be the inside. And I like it because it's variegated pinks like the pink daisies here. And then the purple, like the purple flowers out here. Although this has a little bit more red in it, but that's okay. That'll be like a pocket. And then I figured, well, I can load this up with some trim too. In my scrap box, I got some ribbon. I got some little flower trim. And I've got some rickrack. And I'm thinking about adding a little bit of this to the top with some more rickrack, or maybe some lace like that. I don't know, just kind of frou-frou it up a little bit. Just layers of trims, I guess, and lace. And ribbon and rickrack. So that's the idea. It might change a little bit when I'm putting it together, but it's going to be something like this on the inside and something like this on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this off camera, and you'll need to come back and see how it all comes together in part 2. I will link below a video on how I made the bee cover. This is going to be almost exactly the same process with the bubble envelope, putting material and trimming it up. So I will link that below if you want to see how I do it. And like I said, I'll go off camera and hopefully by tomorrow have somewhat of a journal cover ready to go to fill up some pages, because I already have some garden journaling to put in here. So I'd like to get this done. So thanks for coming along today, and happy garden journaling. Bye-bye.